Hello there, weary traveler, and welcome to the world of Dungeons and Dragons. I am your dungeon master, Sean TheMKninja, and I will be leading you along this story in the land of Goremir, of which map you can see below me. It is a small island nation tucked away in the corner of the globe that invites travelers and adventurers from all other corners to visit it due to its strange magical qualities that invite treasure and combat, sometimes more than some would bargain for. To the sides, you will see information regarding quests and combat, as a large majority of the combat in this campaign takes place in the mind with all of your imagination. Further below, you will see character profiles with the main group of characters in this campaign. You'll see conditions that they're in, if they're prone, if they're paralyzed, or even if they have died, if such a thing truly comes to pass. Though my abilities as a DM start off a little rocky at first, I recommend you stick with me, as eventually you may find yourself enraptured in a story the characters in this world will be telling for centuries. Now sit back, relax, and enjoy yourself as I take you on a ride into the wonderful world of Dungeons and Dragons. The Kingdom of Goremir, a lavish land filled to the brim with opportunity. It happily accepts those of all kinds, shapes, sizes, etc. It's a militaristic land with a strong government and content citizens, but it is most well known for another detail. Several hundred years ago, a mysterious event occurred known as the Arcane Explosion. This event released magical energy to every corner of the kingdom, enhancing all creatures within, giving them a strong innate physical and magical potential. Every single person and every single monster is stronger. As such, it is a popular spot for adventurers to test their luck against these enhanced beasts, as countless brave souls pour in from the farthest recesses of the world. Many enter this great land in the hopes of becoming heroes, wishing to be told in stories for hundreds of years, yet almost as many are unprepared for what awaits them. And here, our story begins, as our heroes are aboard the SS Fulia, soon to arrive at the port town of Aliska at the eastern end of Goremir. And I want you guys to go ahead and just quickly describe your characters for everyone. Whichever want to go first, I don't mind. Just whoever wants to get it done.
Cody, I really have to hear what the fuck your character is all about. Sir, enlighten me.
Who? Mine?
Yes. This is your chance to describe your character as they're aboard the ship heading to Goremir.
Well, the easiest way I can describe it is if my load it up fast enough. There. Okay, so I'm gathering all of you have played Titanfall or at least know something about it.
Yes.
Okay, well, essentially my character is wearing that armor for the pilot.
Okay. Is that all you wanted to just describe? Is that it? That's the most basic thing?
Well, the thing is that from the way just the description of my character goes, the armor primarily consists of a black and red palette with some blue thrown in here and there, such as for the visor.
Okay.
You can tell that he has an insignia on his armor that shows the rank of Major from one of the other kingdoms.
Okay.
And that's about as much as I'm going to give at the moment.
Okay.
Name or?
Yeah, name is important. Because I'm going to be announcing each of you by name in your campaign name. So.
All right. Well, Jack works.
All right, Jack. Cool. So we have Jack the Mech Master. Next.
You want to go next, or should I?
Okay, man. My character is Zaffel. He's a half-elf, probably only quarter of a century old. He grew up in more or less of a tundra region, so he's pretty pale, and his hair is a gray, a light gray. You know, everything about him is kind of looks like snow where he grew up.
Okay.
He's basically lived his whole life So being on a ship now isn't too new to him. He basically learned how to sailor from, really young up into where he is now. Kind of just looking for a legacy to leave in life because he's got no real purpose, but he's searching for something to make his life worthwhile.
All right. And our last contender. Oh, this one will be fun to describe. Describe your turtle.
Well, Gronk is a beefy boy, just because he's a turtle. He's a pretty average height, a little under 6 foot, 200 years old. Kind of bluish green, pointy all over. You know how it goes.
Okay.
Yeah, he looks meaner than he really is, but he uses that to his advantage.
All right.
Used to be a soldier, good stuff.
All right.
His father was Master Splinter, correct?
Yes, indeed. We have Donatello here, or whichever turtle you want to choose. Probably Donatello, because he's the one who's the least asshole. Unless you want to count Michelangelo, but we don't have to count Michelangelo. But
I don't know. I think he's honestly more of a Michelangelo.
all right.
Oh,
That's
this
fair.
should be good.
All right. So, the ship you guys are aboard on is a pretty good-sized ship. It's definitely a civilian ship. What part of the ship would you say you're on? And there's many other people here besides just you, like people from all across other kingdoms and other lands from the farthest recesses, even races you have never seen before in your life. What part of the ship are you guys on? Like, are you on like the front? Are you down below having something to eat? Are you just admiring the scenery?
I guess Gronk is probably a little bit below deck because, turtles aren't the greatest swimmers.
Okay.
So he's not super big on, deep water.
Right. Is the rest of you below deck?
No. I would say Zaffel is just chilling up, kind of hammocking into the sails, just kind of.
I'm gonna say that Jack is probably somewhere up top as well, except he's probably helping out the rest of the crew with just tasks up top primarily.
Okay. All right. Since you two are up top, I'll start with you. I'm just gonna say that at one point, while you, Jack, are helping out the crew, eventually you'll catch sight of a very pale half-elf, and you two will just bump into each other. So, giving you a chance to converse with each other before I introduce the first NPC. Or no conversing? None?
Well,
You just bump into each other and be like, the fuck?
Nothing really to do.
Oh, I used to be an adventurer like you until they took that arrow to my knee here.
Alright,
Oh,
I'm killing you
God.
first.
Just kidding. I'm completely able.
The captain comes and shoots you at the end.
No, Zaffel just kind of tips his head to him, If he wants to come up and converse, it's all good, but I'm chilling right now.
Alright. Well, if you guys don't want to converse, after you bump into each other, you will be approached by an older man, a human. The first thing you notice about him is he's missing an eye. There's like just one eye that's just literally an open socket, and there's like a scar along the side of it. And he's like graying hair, looks like he's probably like maybe 50s or 60s or so. And he walks up to you and he has like this eccentric smile and he's like, "Oi, how you doing, lads?"
Busy.
Good day.
I can see that. So you heading to Goremir, eh? What you heading there for?
We'll find out when we get there.
Oh, the secret type. You know, lad,
So
it's
you
not
have
good to keep
resources.
secrets in a land that can kill you in seconds.
Not like I'm gonna tell anyone while you're there. I've heard all stories. People want to be adventurous, cause havoc. Most of them end up dead.
Watch out for the arrows.
That which I don't know what I seek.
Well, I'm sure you'll figure it out somehow. What about you, lad? Are you in a strange armor?
Going there to find gemstones and resources.
Alright, that's noble, I suppose, depending on what you're gonna use them for. Do you need
That is
anything?
for
Would you like
searching.
something to eat? We have food below deck.
No, I'm fine for now. Appreciate the offer, though.
What about you, half-elf?
Could go for a bite. How far are we from Goremir now?
We should be about an hour away.
All right then.
So you're gonna go with him below deck?
Yeah, I'll make my way down there.
Alright. Gronk, what do you want to play into this? You're below deck. They're going below deck.
Nice.
Are you eating?
He's
guess
just
I was-
shoving his fucking face with pizza.
Nah, I guess I was just sitting near the door,
Alright,
just chilling.
you're gonna see the captain and Zaffel just walk up, and he is gonna see you, and he's gonna be like, "Oi, Turtle lad, how you doing?" He's gonna like immediately run up to you, because at this point he's pretty much talked to everyone, and you three are like the last ones, because of course you are,
For plot reasons.
right?
Doing good. Just making my way to Goremir.
I half expected you were gonna say make him a way downtown. Alright, so all three of you are using your regular voices for your characters, correct?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's going to make it a bit more difficult. So, whenever you say something out of character or you're asking me a question, just clarify that beforehand, so that way I know.
All right.
So,
So
like,
Alright.
you could say like out of character, how does this go or so, just to set it straight. So I was hoping at least one of you would have a different voice, but I guess none of you are creative enough, or you just don't want to risk it and make a stupid accent. But I'm the DM, and I'm here to make stupid accents
hell yeah.
and also kill you.
I'm just
What?
shy.
Anyway,
So, above board real quick. Does everybody use, like, what do you guys use for Discord? Do you just use the actual, like, program, or do you actually go on the internet to get it?
oh, I just use the program. It really doesn't matter either way. You can have both open, to be honest.
Well, no, because if I link it up to my computer, I'll have to disconnect from my phone. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Well, you can just like easily get back into the call if you need to.
Alright, so we'll
Cody,
test this
if
out.
you
and see
want
how
to
that
do
works.
it,
Okay.
if you want to do it like how I did last session, I have it opened up on my browser. I have it logged in on my phone, and I connected the voice chat to my phone and canceled it on my computer, so I can walk around, do other stuff in between turns and stuff.
Oh, okay.
All right, but since
Yeah,
you're
I'll probably
above
do that
deck,
then.
I'm just gonna continue, since you're not currently in this scenario.
Yeah, you're irrelevant for now.
Indeed.
Works for me.
All right. So you're just going to explore, just figuring out what you're gonna do.
Yeah, just figuring out where my god takes me.
Oh, you're a god, eh? You're a monk?
Cleric.
Oh, it's been a long time since I've seen a cleric. Probably not since I was about. I forgot. Probably when I had my eye still. That's a long time ago. How you liking the food, young lad, or an old lad at this point?
That's alright.
Excuse me. All right. Gonna have to smack Sabrina for that one. She's not doing a good enough job.
Well, instead of that, is there a good story behind why you have no eye?
A good story.
Yeah,
No,
I always love a
not
good
really.
Story.
I got cut. It got damaged. We took it out. Well, I pulled it out.
What a
And then-
shame.
What?
What a shame.
That's a very disrespectful way to put it, but yes, indeed it is a shame. I have managed to survive this long until with just one eye. So as you converse more with the captain, and he describes more of his stories that are interesting, to say the least, and just kind of pesters you a bit because he's the kind of captain who wants to know everything about everyone who's on board. So he asks you guys a ton of questions. But as time goes by, is Jack back? Is Cody back?
I've pretty much been up top. Like you said, I was relevant for the
Yeah,
moment.
no, but I'm saying like, okay, so normally I'd
Are
ask
you
you to roll a
ready to be
perception check, but
relevant again?
it's very hard to miss the fact that you're seeing fucking lands showing up. So I'm not gonna ask you for a perception check because if I did, you'd be blind to miss it.
Right?
And if you failed it, I'd be like, well, you're just blind. But anyway, you see
Well, if I
lands
just
coming
are,
up.
Let's go with that.
You see land
Okay.
approaching. And as you see land approach, you feel the ship get a lot faster. As if like a. I'm gonna ask you to roll me an Arcana check.
Ooh.
You remember the
You guys
command,
can
right?
go back and...
An Arcana
At
check.
least it's not me.
Well,
It's
Let me actually go ahead
just you, because you're the one up top.
right. So give me a second to actually get the file up from the character sheet.
Okay.
Yeah, that's definitely not one of my proficiencies.
I figured. You at least have medicine proficiency.
I got +3.
Okay, that's fair enough for level 1. I'll give you that. Oh.
Okay, so my... If my computer was not set up so right now.
Okay. So, just
Alright, there we go.
whenever you can, just roll me a quick Arcana check. You remember the command, right?
Yep.
Okay. Wow, did you seriously roll a fucking 1? So there's no there's no display to show the Discord chat because I couldn't get it to work with OBS. But for everyone at home, Jerv fucking tested it out and he rolled a 1. That's his first roll. Congratulations.
I'm glad
Oh, you did it in the wrong chat, but okay. No, that's the wrong chat.
Wrong chat.
Yeah, that's the wrong chat. It's the server. That's a chat room. It's a bit different.
I have no idea how to get the... Okay, maybe I do, maybe I don't. I don't know.
You just got
Found
Wherever
I don't
I just
need-
pinged you.
yeah, you got pinged. All right,
Sweet, got 20.
an unnatural 20. All right. So from what you can gather, the ship feels like it's moving faster because the islands that you're approaching is pulling it closer through some kind of like very powerful, like magical aura that you just feel surrounding the entire country. I would ask you to roll me a history check, but I feel like everyone knows this. You know that Goremir is famous for the fact that it's like crazy magical energy just all around. So you figure that energy is just pulling the ship closer. And down below, you guys definitely feel the ship rock a bit, but the captain assures you that this is normal, this is to be expected. And eventually, the ship docks, and John, or Jack, sorry, I called you John. I don't know why I called you John. All right. The smell of civilization enters your nostrils with a sea salt tinge. The buildings are wooden with a very sea shanty kind of style to them, and you see mostly merfolk bustling back and forth with various tools performing different jobs like fishing. As the ship reaches the dock, a few merfolk help the captain dock it, and the first mate leaps off and ties it down. Then a plank is put out, connecting the dock and the ship. As you step down, the dock feels very stable, very professional. It feels good to be on dry land. You look ahead to see the port town of Aliska staring back at you with all its busy glory, and spot many various races ranging from elves to centaurs to even goblins. And the two below deck, you also end up making your way up as pretty much everyone on board just gets off. What do you want to do first? You can explore wherever you want, but before you end up going anywhere, the captain will kind of just like look at the three of you and be like, you know, if you're looking for drinks, the Seasick Inn is pretty good to check out. I know the guy there, and he's alright. I think you'll like him. Have fun in Aliska. As he walks off. What are you doing?
So above board, this seems way too much like Monster Hunter World right now.
No, you guys are already on. You guys are already on dry land. Like it's already passed.
Never mind.
Alright, well, go to the fucking inn or tavern.
All right.
Yeah, it's
The
not
other
there
ones
with him.
follow. You two follow.
Might as well.
All right. The outside of the inn is very unassuming with a slightly dented sign hanging overhead reading the Seasick Inn. When you step inside, you are immediately swayed by the music. There are a group of bards in the corner playing sea shanties with an elf singing vocals very well. There are folks dancing with smiles and flushed cheeks for very obvious reasons. At the front there is a dwarf behind the bar, very likely standing on a footstool, and he seems to be the only one in the entire place who isn't drunk off his ass. He's also very excited to see you since you're the only ones who aren't drunk. I need to think of a voice because I didn't practice this one like I did the captain.
It'd just be the captain who ran
No,
to the inn ahead of us.
Yes, the captain did run in ahead of you, and he's like, you know, talking. He's like, "Oh, lads, come over here, come on, meet my friend."
Alright,
Guess I'll walk over there.
just say what's up.
And you see a dwarf with a very, very impressive beard. He's got like short, brown hair, very aged face. Looks like he has a few battle scars around. And he looks at you. He's like, "Hi, welcome to my bar. What can I get you?"
Ale.
Simple man, simple needs. What about the two of you? You in the strange armor. Never seen anything like that before.
Above board, we never did actually be a name for the country, did we?
What? It's called Goremir. You're currently in Aliska, which is the port town down in the bottom left of the map. If you check Discord and you check the pin message, you'll see the map. But you're currently in Aliska. Yeah, it's a fantasy name. Just deal with it.
Well, no, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about from where I came from.
Oh, that doesn't matter. You can just make whatever up. Like I said, it's your character. I thought you were saying, "Where the fuck are we?" And I'm like, I think I've said it like 5 times now.
Yeah.
No, I understand where we are at this current moment.
Right. You're not that stupid. No, let's just say you're probably from, knowing your character, you're probably from some like very distant, a bit more advanced civilization that's kind of kept itself off, and they managed to like go further with technology and such, while combining it with magic. Kind of like the dwarves in Skyrim. The fucking forgot what they're called. Dwemer, that was it. Basically like the Dwemer. So fuck, you can call it Dwemer if you want, I don't care.
Blackreach. How about Blackreach?
Blackreach. All right, you are from Blackreach.
Sure.
Yes.
You sound so excited.
It's where like the fucking savages are. That's totally all right. Never mind. Blackreach.
That's the founder. They were the former slaves.
Yes, the
Well-
Titanfall pilot from Blackreach, the fucking turtle from New York City sewers, and from the
Antarctica.
suburb of Atlanta. I don't know.
I
Yes,
think
you guys
more
are a bunch of idiots, and eventually you will be accompanied by a fourth idiot. But not yet. But the captain back again looks at you. Jack is like, "What do you have?" Or "What do you have?" Sorry, I was the captain for a second.
Mead.
All right, I can appreciate that one. And you, Tortle, what would it be?
I guess I'll have meat as well.
All right.
Woo! Mead for the win.
And he basically just kind of like cries out at a woman behind him, who just kind of like starts making the drink. She is a human woman who looks to be probably no older than 20. But she does not appear to be a slave. She definitely appears to be a paid worker.
Nice.
And then you get your drinks. They're actually pretty damn good. You're surprised. But the dwarves here know how to make their fucking alcohol. And I'm gonna ask for all three of you to roll me a perception check.
Ooh.
Alright,
yeah.
you don't notice shit. With a 5. Zaffel's too busy getting drunk. Gronk, you kind of notice it, and Jack, you also don't notice anything. But Gronk, you, with your somehow better hearing than the other two, you overhear a conversation between two patrons who are like a table or so away, and they're definitely quite drunk. It's a bit hard to understand them. They're stumbling over their words. They're kind of slurring a bit. But there is a phrase, well, a name that you recognize that's mentioned among the incoherent rambling that they go on, that they somehow understand. You hear the name Mira Callahan, a name that all of you know of. I want you to roll me. I want you to roll me a history check.
History.
History.
So, just him, I'm guessing?
I'm gonna
just
say
all
all
of
of you. I'm just gonna say that Gronk, you would, you'd probably
Ooh,
like
20.
repeat what you heard.
Natural 20. You were fucking there when it happened, dude.
That is the first natural 20, and it was on a history check.
I feel bad for our luck coming out of this right now.
Well, it's better than the one I rolled on my practice roll.
All right, so I'm gonna say that all of you, you know well enough. Each kingdom around the world has like a few names that everyone knows of, and from Goremir, one of those names is Mira Callahan. She's kind of known as like a legendary hero / warrior, and she's been like an inspiration for a few people going around. And what's your character backgrounds again? What's your alignment?
I'm chaotic good.
Okay.
Nature of evil.
Jack's chaotic good.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and say that all of you kind of get some interest in hearing the name, and upon seeing that, the dwarf, whose name you don't know of yet, is gonna be like, I can see the looks of intrigue in your eyes. Mila Callahan's a popular one around these parts. She's easily one of the most powerful people in all of Goremir, sorry. I've practiced these lines so many damn times with Goremir, and then changed the name, and now it's stuck in my fucking head. She's on par with even the Knights of Ten. If you're looking for her, you'll need to head north over to Salacia. There's not much to do in this town if you're an adventurer. It's usually quite peaceful. You know, if you want to do other work, there's plenty of things to do around here, but none of you look like you want to do other work. Something might pop up later, but around these times it's usually quite calm. The roads, though, might have some monsters.
Hopefully nothing like a Rathian.
Probably not. Usually they don't... Usually this country doesn't kill those outright. Just yet. Though it will at some point. But you look like a hardy bunch. You might survive for a bit longer than normal. And do any of you want to ask him about the Knights of Ten? Because he mentioned this name just out of nowhere, or do you just let it go by?
Well, would that help us with our history rolls? Like,
Well, I mean, if you knew what the Knights of Ten are, I wouldn't ask you to do a history check later, so technically yes.
all right,
Yeah,
well,
you might want to then.
I'm gonna say, well, I would say you can roll history with advantage a few times if you ask about this, so... So you asking about it?
yeah. What are the knights that are? I'm sorry, the Knights of Ten. You said.
I swear, all you new bastards don't know shit, do ya? They're 10 knights chosen by the king himself, all magically blessed by the gods, immune to corruption. They obey the king and protect the land from all evil. There are always 10 honorary knights, so if one of the original were to die, they can be replaced. They're unrivaled without the country, aside from select few like Mira. She's even been considered to be an honorary knight, yet she keeps turning it down. Although I shouldn't speak of the knights too loudly. There's another guest around here who's been staying at my inn, who's a bit rowdier than most others. In fact, if you're planning on leaving, I'd recommend taking her. In fact, if you take her, he kind of just grabs a bag of gold, puts it down. I'll give you this. And he looks completely serious. And immediately upon saying that, there's a door to your side. There's a door that leads upstairs to the inn part. It's gonna just bash open. And a 6-foot-tall half-orc woman, very muscular. She's got she's kind of like shortish black hair. She looks like she'd probably break your face with her freaking arms. She kind of just busts out. Her face is very flushed, as if she'd had a lot to drink. And she's kind of stumbling a bit. And I'm going to say, which one of you should she walk up to? Which one of you should she walk up to? Who wants to be the lucky party member? You know, I'm going to roll a d4 for this. And I'm going to count out the 4. Oh, Gerb. She wants some turtle dick tonight. So she walks up to you, very drunk, and she's like, hey, you know, for a guy with a shell, you're kind of cute.
I'm going to scoot like 3 benches over from Matt.
I'm going to pat him hard on the shell and try to nudge him forward, but I have a feeling he's heavy as fuck.
What is your reaction to this woman who is...
more for this.
What is your reaction to this half-orc woman who is much taller than you, much stronger than you, and clearly at probably drink number 20?
Stronger than me. Excuse
Oh, she
me.
is stronger than you because
She
her strength is
also
a 20.
has a bigger penis than you. How do you
She might have a 20, but I got better rolls probably. I just said no
Probably
thanks.
not. For Kateral's rolls, by the way, most of my D&D characters are named after a pun, and her name is Kateral, or Cat, if you're more inclined, is basically a play on collateral damage. So what is your response to this woman flirting with you?
I just say no thanks.
Alright, your loss. And then, alright, who's she gonna look at next?
yes means anal.
Who's she gonna look at? I'm gonna roll a d6.
No.
I'm gonna roll a d6. Jack, call out 3 numbers.
1, 8, and 3.
I have a d6, dipshit. Y'all can't fucking count. Alright, I'm gonna give you 1, 2, and 4.
What the hell is that on?
All right. Well, if you so you're going with odd.
Yeah.
She walks up to you.
Oh shit! I'll jump behind the counter after this.
All right. So I'm just gonna refer to her as Cat from now. But she walks up to you and she's like, "What about you? You want to have a fun night?"
I'm already behind the counter. What you talking about?
All right, you're a bunch of pussies then. See you later. And then she goes back upstairs. And the dwarf is like, "That was her. Please take her."
I like the
That's
dress.
the one we have.
We're gonna need more gold than that.
Do you expect how much
did
gold?
you count?
Do you expect how much gold he gives you?
Yes. That's
He's
all
giving you
simple.
60 gold pieces.
Make it even 100. Then we got a deal.
You're asking me for 100 gold.
It's
You're
either that
asking
or she
us
stays
to
here.
risk our asses, dude.
Roll persuasion.
System on that roll, since I would like more money.
Yeah, my persuasion isn't the best.
Holy shit.
It's a nice.
All right, with an unnatural 20, I'm gonna say that you pass. Fine. I'll give you 100, but take her. Sure, she flirts, but she's a hell of a strong fighter. I've seen her.
So, if I take her, you mean don't show her around the town for a good time? You mean get
Have her
rid
join
of
you.
her?
Have her join you, you idiot.
Oh my. Okay. Alright, I'm gonna start making my way to the door.
Wait, do you want to stay at the inn for now? You can stay the night.
If we take care of this with you two. We just got here.
So you want to explore a bit and then come back?
Hmm.
Or are you just gonna go
Sure, why
outright to
not?
Salacia without any knowledge of where the hell you're going?
I like the barkeep, which apparently is not told to get out from beneath us. So I'm gonna look at him and go, "Got a map?"
Depends how much you have. That I didn't give you. No, he's gonna give you a map. Alright. It looks like it's probably seen a lot of damage, but hey, you can read it, so it doesn't matter. So you guys just gonna leave the inn and explore a bit?
I don't really care if we stay or go.
Well, I mean, you just got here, and I'd imagine some of you are a bit tired and just want to relax, or you maybe want to explore. It's really up to you.
I'm down to take care of the orc problem upstairs first.
Are you going to have
Got you,
sex with her?
Silver. That's all you.
Are you going to have sex with Kat?
No, I'm gonna. No, that's not.
I
what
will say
take care of
this.
The problem.
I will say this: she's a thick
Oh, holy
bitch.
man, sleeping with somebody.
She's a thick
Maybe like roll a
bitch.
constitution check.
Sure. I don't care. What are you rolling it for?
Just if you went up there for the
A good
work
time?
problem.
What, the fucking resist venereal diseases?
I was
You have
thinking
no
more
idea
just
if she's
not
clean or
getting your
not.
life squeezed out of you.
I think that'd be a saving throw.
Yeah, definitely a con saving
I'm
throw.
not going to have you actually do that. I'm just going to say, do you guys want to rent a room or not?
Yeah, I'll rent a room.
All right, it's 2 silver.
Sure.
Oh shit,
for
yeah,
each-
I'll rent.
it's- One room is 2 silver. So,
Renting my own room.
okay.
Same here.
Okay, so all 3 of you are getting your own room.
Yeah, sure.
All right, so just take 2 silver off of your total. I'm assuming the 3 of you just like divided the gold amongst each other. So about 33
Yeah,
gold
pretty
per
much.
person.
Sure, let's just say that.
Okay. All right.
Unless we just want to pull all of our money into one.
I mean,
already had-
what you want to do is what you want to do. So
I already had 10
Just
gold
split it 3
pieces,
ways
so
for
I
now.
just
We don't know each
imagine-
other.
that's true. You don't know each other. Well, I mean, you guys have been on the ship together for a couple days at least. So you have seen each other before. You just never really conversed too much. But when you get inside, you check the rooms. The rooms are moderately nice. Each one does have 2 beds, but you all rented your own room, so it doesn't matter. You have a window and a curtain. The curtains, not too special, but like just basic red curtains. There's a bedside table, and there is a magic lamp in the corner. It's basically just a ball of light. Someone has basically cast a light on that same area for long enough time to where it's just this permanent fixture of light. And then, do you guys just want to rest, or do you want to go to bed, or what do you want to do when you get inside your rooms?
I'm just check out my equipment, make sure everything is good to go since I'm finally here.
So you're just making sure you have everything that you came with, or?
Yeah.
All right. Well,
just get it ready to travel with, packing it up in a
okay.
kit.
Okay.
I start figuring with my Titan Gauntlet, make sure it works all right.
Okay. It's working. Gronk, what are you doing?
I guess just resting in bed.
Alright, do you guys go to sleep, or are you just resting for a bit and then heading back out?
I'm gonna take a short rest to get whatever booze in my system out.
Okay. For a short rest, I'm gonna say probably about 2 or 3 hours.
Okay.
Alright, so when you wake up, it is evening. It's not completely dark yet. It's getting dark. But there's still daylight out. Do you want to do anything else? You've noticed that the partying still seems to be going on quite strong downstairs.
Okay. I'm gonna walk downstairs and check it all out.
All right. There's more people now, actually. There's several more, and Kat is among one of them.
The characters of this adventure have only just begun to discover Goremir, as well as each other. Will this adventure bring them closer together, or farther apart? Are there more characters in store for them, besides just Kat? Will they find out more about this mysterious Mira Callahan, as well as the Knights of Ten? And just what kind of shenanigans are in store for Zaffel in the tavern? All these answers will be coming to you soon, dear traveler. Patience is a virtue. Please wait for the next part. And as always, have a wonderful day.